This is a show for grown-ups.
And they say bad words.
And they say bad words.
Say final warning.
Final warning.
Hello, and welcome back to the Pod of Blunders. We do exist, and I'm your host, Nate Magnuski. With me, as always, it's my co-host, Richard Sullivan.
Hi guys, I've missed you all.
It's been a grip. It's been a while. And of course, we can't come back to this podcast without having two very special guests return. Well, we thought that they couldn't show up. So instead, we got Eric Crumrine, host of the Queer XP podcast, and Matt Bartlett, streamer extraordinaire. Once Eric dies in the sinkhole, he'll be the new host of the Queer XP podcast. Yeah, this is also Sinkhole Watch 23. We're seeing if Eric gets swallowed up and not just on a date. So, Richard, what the hell are we doing tonight?
I don't know. I need to know more about Eric's sinkhole.
Yeah, actually, you know what? This is actually just a sinkhole-based episode now. Eric, tell the audience about your hole.
This is not the first time I've been asked that question, so gladly.
On this podcast.
On this podcast. Actually, the throwback to when we did Slasher Flick, I literally had an NPC named Just a Hole. So we basically come full circle, just like a hole.
Oh, wheels within wheels. And a wheel is kind of like a hole, too, and that is also circular.
But no, my street flooded last night. Well, my entire neighborhood flooded, and it actually made a sinkhole about a block from where my apartment is that I can see out my window. I could be on a hell now for all we know.
Oh, that'd be so exciting for you. I love that for you. All right. Besides Eric's hole, we're also going to be enjoying Like a Rogue.
I'm so excited to be back on this podcast.
We're playing the one-page RPG Like a Rogue by, sorry, the name is written sideways, Michal Gotkowski. Now, Richard, what's your favorite part? What are you most excited about this game?
The letters.
Yeah, the letters are key to this. So, in a world ravaged by vocabulary calamity, you are a group of rogue linguists on a quest to retrieve the primordial Lexiconomicon and restore the lost words of yore. You stand at the threshold of the forbidden library, where the ancient voluble is said to be hidden.
Why do you sound like Fat Tony?
Maybe your family doesn't like bread. Maybe they like cigarettes. So in this game, we'll each have our own characters. And we'll each play the DM too, or in this case, they call it the librarian, because everything has to be fucking thematic, all right? Who wants to start creating characters together? It's all of us. We all want to.
All of us?
It's a trick question. We have to. Be a really fast game otherwise. Okay, to create a character, scry a letter. Of course, in gaming parlance, that means like roll a letter on the random rolling letter table. The game provides one, but I also gave you all a website to use instead.
I got an X. What does that mean?
That sucks for you, is what it means. Rich, your character's name starts with an X.
Xavier.
I guess, if you want to be simple about it. Sure.
Xander.
It's worse. Go ahead. All right, my name starts with a T. So, my name is Tex Xavier.
Tex Avery?
No, Tex Xavier. It won't be confusing at all.
And mine starts with a U. So obviously, do I have to go U-Avier? Is that what we're doing?
I was going to say Xavier, but yeah, I guess you could do it. So what are you going with there, champ?
I feel pretty great that I got an S so I could be Savior.
I like that one episode back to say, how can we create audio poison immediately? I know. All right, beautiful. So now everyone gets to roll 3 more letters, scry 3 letters, and then use those to make your abilities. So come up with your abilities on your own. I don't want to hear about them right now because I want to be able to have overlap if we need to.
Got him.
Let's see.
Now, are the skills and abilities better if we make them longer words? Like if I use like 15 letters, is it a better ability? Because I feel like in a linguistic game, I should be rewarded for being as pretentious as possible and making my words absurd.
I mean, I've scoured all one page of this game. I didn't see any rules about that.
I'm just asking the important questions that are on everyone's mind right now.
I mean, if I feel like as a word lover, you need to go for it and really pump out some weird long words. And remember, you can only use your abilities once per library level. All right, starting with Richard. What are your abilities?
So I rolled an N for
Mhm.
ninjutsu,
Yeah.
an A for agility,
Yeah.
and an S for sorcery.
Wow.
So I'm like a ninja wizard
Yeah.
that does like CrossFit.
I know because you had to tell us about it. All right, Eric, Xavier.
So I had an L, so I went with lithe. So I'm very, very lithe, very agile.
That's a short word.
It is. And they get bigger.
I always do.
I'm a grower, not a shower. So the next one I have F for fighter. And then I have I for industrious.
All right. Xavier, what did you got? What did you got?
I sure got one thing written down and am still working
Oh,
through words because
I'll
I'm
go.
the worst.
It's okay. I'll go.
Sweet.
So I have utters, functional, N, non-compliant, and D, demonology. I don't know how many of those things will come in handy, but
You
they're
could
there.
shoot like your milk to distract.
No, I'm gonna like
Yeah,
nurse
man.
you guys back to health if you guys get hurt.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
god.
Yeah,
So you've been playing Pokemon. That's what I'm understanding.
yeah.
is-
Drink my moo moo milk. Boing, boing, boing.
Oh boy.
Richard loves Pokemon talk on the podcast. It's his favorite.
Nope.
All references will be cut out in editing.
No, like I'm okay with the breastfeeding stuff, just the Pokemon stuff, not so much. It makes me uncomfortable. Like when you play Pokemon, couldn't you just put like a blanket over your head so I don't have to look at your Game Boy?
Wow. Figured out a way to take my other three and turn them into actual abilities.
Okay.
So I took knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I can intelligence. W. I took wizardry.
Hey.
And P. I took pharmacology.
Okay.
Nice. I like
Because-
your...
medicine and also healing that doesn't come from Nate's teeth.
Nah, I'll take the tip milk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
take the
you can
titty
take
milk.
whatever you want. I just want there to be options.
Is it blue like from Last Jedi?
It changes
oh
up
God.
depending on the need, you know?
Okay, gotcha.
Like
yeah,
all mothers
obviously.
are like that. Like the hind milk, the fore milk, depends what the baby needs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or the pervert. Depends what the pervert or the baby needs. Okay, so to take actions, you roll the d6 on a 3, 4, 5, or 6, it succeeds. On a 1 or 2, it does not so good. Succeed. Bad times. That's how words work. I don't make it up. Shut the fuck up. So anyway,
Do you want to try another take?
We're playing a linguistic
why?
game.
If anyone's still listening to this, they know. No matter how it takes is gonna fix what I have. Donkey brain. So the first level, I'll be librarian.
Librarian.
Yeah, the librarian. What I say. All right, ready? The level layout is soaking wet.
Ooh. So it's
Like a-
Eric's house.
Yeah, it's like a giant. Oh, it's a sinkhole. Yeah,
It's a sinkhole.
the sinkhole. There we
no.
go. A sopping, soaking sinkhole. And in this sinkhole, there's, let's see, an M for a scenery object of note. Let's see. A morbidly obese sinkhole guardian. And there's an apparent exit that goes underwater. It's the three of you here. Why don't you describe what your characters are like? Starting with Xavier.
That's me.
Yeah, give me like what you look like. Give me like what does the audience see when they look at you?
I'm a ninja wizard.
We've established that. Yeah. So like
I mean,
a black pointy hat.
It's a black pointy hat, but with like a ninja star at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, like how Santa Claus has like a puffy ball,
Yeah.
but I got a ninja star. I have the full balaclava, wizard sleeves.
Have a Greek pastry on your face.
What do you call that?
No, you said it right.
Baklava is what you're thinking, dummy.
Linguist.
And a ninja sword for my ninjutsu.
I like it. All right. All right, and so we'll go to Xavier. We should probably change that. No, it's too late. Now we've already been recording for 10 minutes.
So I'm going with a brawnier guy, big broad shoulders, but like super fucking agile. For whatever reason, not wearing a shirt, because why would I wear a shirt? Especially for jumping into a sinkhole. I'm not going to wear a shirt if I'm going to get wet. That just seems silly. But I also have like a little, almost like an alchemist pack on my side as part of like my industriousness. I like to make things, tinker around and do things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Savior.
I guess I see a scholarly type. Probably has a hat. I feel like needs a hat. Richard can't be the only one.
Wear like a hound's. What do you call them? A hound's.
The deerstalker cap.
The deerstalker cap.
hat.
All right. And like
The
the
hound's tooth.
a houndstooth deerstalker cap.
Yeah. How many more animals can you put on there?
I wish I could live up to this. And probably like a long coat, like the long white coat, like probably closer to like a medic, like healer type. Do we need a weapon? We probably need a weapon. Probably has a book.
So you find weapons after you clear out dungeons and such. Once
So
you
probably-
defeat things. Yeah.
So probably has a very useless book because I can't use it for anything because it's not an item. But I want him to have something. So
Yeah, why not? He brought it from home. It's like a Nancy
Yeah.
Drew.
Yeah.
Savior, of course, is a minotaur. It's a massive, very beautiful lady minotaur. Her eyes glow red with demonic fire, and she doesn't listen to anyone. No, doesn't listen to you. Tell her what to do. Do the opposite thing. She doesn't give a shit.
Because she's a woman.
No, she's not compliant,
because she's not compliant.
and just her udder's just constantly leaking a variety of fluids.
Gee.
That part's not as. I mean, maybe it is.
No,
To
'cause,
me,
like-
it's not as sexy. It's functional.
Yeah, breasts aren't here for your entertainment.
No, they serve a function. Don't be gross.
How big are they though?
Huge. Just like the like hanging off bits are like 5-6 inches easy.
But perky.
No,
No.
kind of like crazy daisies, just going everywhere, spraying shit.
Eric, thanks for calling me into the room.
If I was going to suffer through this, so are you.
So because Texavia is so non-compliant, she wanders off. And so this obese guardian guy looks up from his like wet throne. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? You coming to the library?
So what is our objective?
You have to get the Lexiconomicon."
Lexiconomicon.
Lexiconomicon.
I'll come with a different when I say it. It could have been the Lexiconomicon. We all agree on that, right? That would have been like the simplest, straightforward line to call it.
Lexicon means lexicon is the word though.
Yeah, but Lexi means word. So like,
But lexicon means like your knowledge of words.
yeah,
Like
but
your-
Lexiconomicon. It's like, I think my portmanteau
It
is
could have
better
been.
than this
The
one.
Lexiconomicon ex mortis.
Exactly. Platu Verata. So yeah, this dude was like, "Sup, guys? Welcome to my sinkhole. There's a library down here. Did you know that?"
Yes, and we're trying to get down to that library.
Nice, nice, nice.
Step aside so we might enter your sinkhole and gain access to this library.
Does that work for you, Eric?
Listen, do you understand how easy sometimes men on apps are?
Yes. So no, look. I'd love to.
Wait.
I'd love personally, me myself. Yeah, absolutely. Go in there, get the word book. Great stuff. I can't though, because there's a J juggler in the way, and he gestured over his shoulder. And I don't know how you didn't notice him before, but there's a full-on like Mr. Mime, because of Pokemon character just juggling like little shitty books are all waterlogged, and he's like, "Hey, woo!" And this is what's stopping you from proceeding to the next level. So if you're going into combat, you go in alphabetical order. If you're going to try to do something non-combat, it still goes in alphabetical order, which I don't really care for, because whoever, I think we all have late letters. I think Savior will always go first in that case, which seems unfair. So we can also just each pull a letter and then go in alphabetical order from that, off a new letter.
This is the bed we made.
Also, am I for taking an action, and am I reading this correctly, that it's not necessarily the random words we came up with, but like I can use a verb that starts with one of the 3 skill letters that I have. So I could be like, this jade juggler, I'm going to finger him to throw him off balance.
Yes.
And that's viable because it's a verb that starts with F.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You can use a verb starting with one of the letters you tricked earlier.
I just wanted to make sure I was understanding the rules correctly.
If that's not how it is, it's how it is now. I mean, it's one page.
I mean, that sounds right.
I think it's perfect. I think you're special, and I think you're fucking crushing it. So finger my juggler in front of my morbidly obese book guardian, please.
I shouldn't be laughing so hard. I'm literally getting over COVID and have no breath.
This is a somber game of library bad
All right.
times or whatever it's called, like a rogue.
So I have to get 3, 4, 5, or 6. Let's see how good my fingers are. I got a 1.
All right. So you're going to lose access to the letter F.
Yep, sure am.
So that's a bummer for you. So can you paint this word picture for me, please? You wander up to my juggler and what? Just sort of like finger blast him?
The problem is that like I didn't, and this, hindsight 2020, I was not a consensual act, and the juggler was just like slapped my hand and was like, I did not say yes because you did not ask. And I was like, whoa, you're right. I really should have. I was just really enticed by your movements, and consent is important. And so I have now lost the ability to the letter F.
And he says it's lucky because I have butthole dentata. So you lucked out, honestly. So kudos to you. So up next is Xavier, or whoever, man. It doesn't matter. Just say a thing. Who can defeat my butthole tooth juggler?
Library's awful.
I see why they put it in a sinkhole now. Having fun isn't hard if you have a library card.
Wow.
Arthur taught me that.
I would like to whack one of the books out of his hands. No, I knew where that was possibly going, so I wanted to leave a little space there.
Whack it right off.
Whack it right off.
Just whack it off.
Yeah.
All right, roll your die and whack it off.
I also got a 1.
God damn it.
One of us is going to die in the first level, and then the game's over. This is going to be a 20-minute podcast recording.
So, you lose access to your W.
Yep.
And one of the books flies up and lands on your head. And so he does drop that one. It smacks you so hard you kind of forget how W's do. So he's looking at you now, butthole teeth clacking, 2 books held up in the air now. He's staring at Xavier. He says, you want to try your hand, pretty boy?
I'm Xavier.
That's all he says as he walks up to the juggler.
I just needed to be sure. I will use my sorcery
Good.
to turn him into a mouse.
All right.
Thank God, get us past this butt teeth guy.
And a 3.
Thank God.
Success. So he's one like an old compact Presario mouse. He lives on the ground and he starts clicking around. And then his trackball gets dirty and it doesn't work anymore. You got to clean it out to get it to work again. That's a joke for the old people who listen to this podcast. You defeated my juggler. And of course, now you have access to a pile of loot to go through before you proceed to the next level. So each of you can roll a letter and tell me what kind of items you find. Could be armor, weapons, valuables.
Well, I got an O, so that's exciting.
Orgasm ray, gotcha, cool.
Yeah. I was gonna go with like orgasm repair kit to like get my fingers back.
Yeah. Well, he didn't bite your fingers off with a butthole dentata. So that
True.
was-
And you also didn't succeed, so there was no orgasm involved.
Right. Fair.
Matt, how about you, buddy?
That's a fantastic question. I got an N. I am going to go with nope. That starts with a K. That
Were you gonna say knife?
knife, knuckles, something along those lines. But clearly,
Nunchucks. You go with
Nunchucks.
nunchucks.
you know what? I'm gonna pull out one of my nice words, and I'm gonna go with naginata.
Ooh.
Listen, if I can't be funny, I'm gonna be smart.
All right, Xavier, that's you, Richard.
B for battle axe.
All right. Going forward, if you use a verb in conjunction with your weapon properly, so if you slash with your battle axe, or you stab with a naginata, I don't know what you do with a naginata.
Like a slice or a
Yeah.
stab works.
Something like that. If you use it properly, then you get 3 damage with your attack. All right. If you like,
3 damage.
if you do like, I'm going to pinch P with my naginata, that's not like a thing that the weapon is supposed to be used for, and so it does less damage.
But if you had 2 naginata, I suppose you could.
Naginatai, actually.
Is that
Okay, so who wants to be the next DM librarian?
I'll give it a whirl.
Okay, don't worry. Tex Xavier's back. She's like, "Sup, guys? What I missed? Why is there a mouse over there?"
So I have
Doesn't
to...
matter. And she walks away.
You just start spraying milk on everything.
So I needed my map, right?
Yep, you gotta create the world.
So it's an S.
All right, so the level's layout is in the shape of a
Swamp.
nice,
That starts with S.
and there's scenery object of note.
A rattlesnake.
Oh no!
But
That's-
like a big one, like an enchanted evil rattlesnake.
As you'd find in a old spooky library, absolutely. And then there's an obstacle or barrier.
Okay. A knight.
All right, and then there's two bad guys in here, two foes.
The rattlesnake and knight weren't enough.
Well, they can just be in the background. They don't have to be bad guys.
Right, it could be like a
Fight
suit
them.
of armor.
Yeah.
A T, a Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Sweet.
and an L.
Loranosaurus Lex.
What's an L thing? Things start with L.
Llama. Leprechaun. Lemure.
Liger.
Lemur. Liger. Launchpad McQuack. Logan Berries.
Lemonade stand.
Lebanese people.
Yeah, but this is a person, right? Or
I mean, it
it's
could
a
be
thing
a
we have to
man.
fight.
It's some kind of bad guy that wants to
Oh,
do bad stuff. Lex Luthor.
little person.
All right, so set the scene now. What we're all walking in there,
Okay,
and
so we've
Xavier's
gotten
gone
through
away.
the
somehow.
sinkhole past the butthole juggler.
Yes.
But now we found out that all this water was because of an overflowing swamp. That just because we don't get to the library till like level 4, right?
No, we're in that library now. It just happens to be a swamp level.
A swamp
library.
library. Okay, so this is like a library in Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
So a ton of banned books.
Totally not used by anybody there.
No.
Not a lot of books.
I probably need to leave this library, honestly, if it's a library in
We should
Florida.
We should go.
I don't think I'm allowed to read books in Florida.
You're knee deep in this swampy water. You feel something move past your leg.
Ah,
What is it? Could be an alligator.
could be.
But then you hear the
It's a mariachi band.
no worse. It's a rattlesnake,
Ah!
but it's a giant one, like an anaconda,
Oh yeah.
but a rattlesnake.
Mm.
And it
That's-
talks, and it says, "What are you doing in my library?" S sounds.
We're just here looking for books. But that's what a library's for, isn't it?
But before you get any books, you have to defeat my 3 minions. Of course, the first up is the scary knight. And the knight draws his sword and readies his shield. What do you do?
I'm non-compliant, so I'm not gonna fight that guy. He just seems like a nerd. I'm gonna walk around and go up to the next level, please. And I'm gonna roll my dice now, being N non-compliant. That's a 1. God damn it!
Wow, we're a great team.
So I'm no longer non-compliant.
You were suddenly very compliant. You're like, oh, he gave an
this-
order. I must stand down.
The snake grabs you and hypnotizes you in your eyes and says, "From now on," like Kaa in the Jungle Book, because it's what snakes do. And he says,
Okay.
"From now on, you have to do everything I say."
Oh, beans.
Because that's what snakes do.
Yeah. You ever seen a 13-foot tall talking rattlesnake?
Yeah, once.
So who wants to fight my knight?
I think I would. And I'm going to step up and I'm going to attempt to pierce the knight's armor with my naginata.
I'm gonna defeat it. I'm getting
I
close to
got a
defeating
1.
it.
What the?
Your naginata breaks in half when it touches my knight's very strong
Oh no.
adamantium armor. Xavier?
I'm gonna grab my alchemist kit. Gonna be industrious, and make a metal eating rust potion that I'm going to chuck at him to make him not so intimidating, because it's gonna eat away at all of the things that are on his body. We'll see how that goes. I got a 3. Thank God.
Someone had to.
Is this the pattern? 1, 1, 3.
All right, so you did 1 damage to him. He still has 2 damages left.
But I'm very stiff now, I imagine. The knight, I mean. Because of all the rust.
I mean, you could be too. We don't know.
You can't see his hands. So I show up. I'm all like, oh, I'm gonna fight this guy now, I guess. And I start spraying this green goop out of my udders, and I try to ulcerate him with a U.
Wow.
It's 2.
We're gonna
Sorry.
die.
I watch your patterns there, guys.
So what happens to your udders?
Nothing good.
As you stick his udders in his face, The knight comes down with his knight sword and cuts your tits off.
Oh God! What the
Wow.
fuck? All right then. Can you call them teats? It sounds more farmy if you call them teats.
Yeah, but you're not a farm animal. You're a mighty minotaur.
It could be both. You don't know what I'm into. Don't kink shame Tick Savior, okay?
So I have beaten all your.
Yeah, we got to go around more.
Oh no, Eric would actually landed
Yeah.
one.
All right, Matt,
be
you want
nice.
to try something else?
All right. So since I've forgotten how to be a wizard, I'm going to take the next step and I'm going to just attempt to kick with a K this knight over. I'm going to lose my fucking leg. A 1! What the? I need a new fucking dice. Wow.
Grand reopening, grand reclosing.
We're literally going to die on level 2. That's how this game is going.
So you go to kick the knight in the balls, but you hit his spiked codpiece, and you break your foot. And it
Should have seen the
hurts.
spikes there.
I'm going to grab the tail of the rattlesnake that's near us, and I'm going to fling it, because I'm a fighter, at this knight, hoping to like shatter off this rusted armor that I've rusted out all over him.
Those muscles aren't just for show.
No, not at all. And they're like like all the swamp water just like washing over me. I'm like sparkling. I'm the fucking Edward from Twilight.
It's like a swamp full of baby oil.
Yeah.
Dream my
And I got a 6. Thank fuck.
Yay!
All right, you do 1 more damage. He still has 1 hit point left.
Is that I was considering that an improvised attack?
Oh, fuck it. Then yeah, why not?
Because I was
Richard, you're the DM librarian.
So all right, so the knight's done.
I hope so.
Okay. So he throws the rattlesnake at me, and its giant 13-foot claw mouth swallows the knight whole, taking out both the rattlesnake and the knight.
This is our holiest episode yet.
I'm more terrified knowing that the snake has claws.
What are claws? You know, mouth claws, teeth. What are
He has
teeth but
mouth-
the claws of the mouth?
Game about words. We fucking suck.
But just then, the baby oil around you starts to, and there's ripples, and just like in Jurassic Park, a big old T-Rex is stomping through the swamp, and it rears down and does one of them roars right in your face. What do you do?
With my last letter, I douse a savior with my healing milks.
You can't use your milks.
I don't do that. No, I can't. I guess they're all like you get bloody gross milk out of the boob holes.
No, because the thing you tried to do was get me with your milk, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm using a different verb now. I'm using my my D.
But it still
Douse.
comes down to the thing
I'm not using my nipples. My udders. I'm using.
How are you
going
gonna spray milk without nipples?
Using my open.
I just
my open
squeeze the
udder.
bag. It's like you cut like an edge off of a Ziploc, and just all the shit comes out of it. So that's why I'm dousing him with just whatever loose goops I have in me now, and they hopefully will heal him. You gotta let the dice decide.
I think Nate's gonna die.
Yeah.
Is what's gonna happen. Yep.
Hold on. See it yet?
No, I see.
It's a 1.
Oh, this went well.
I died, and the game is over. And that
Well-
is like a row.
Sorry about our friend, I guess. Better luck next time, and we leave.
I still nurse you. I'm walking over with all like my parts falling out of my stomach.
Drowning into the swamp of baby oil.
My viscera is pouring out. There's a dinosaur like, just go home. What are you doing? And I die. Game over. Fuck.
Well,
That's going to be a very short game.
You guys want to like play D&D?
Well, what could so do we necessarily have to end the game when somebody dies?
We can start it all over from the beginning.
Or could you just be like a force ghost from now on?
I can be a foreskin from now on. You may have struck me down. Striked me down? Struck me down.
stricken?
Strict. You may have killed me. I am way more powerful now.
Oh no.
And I'm here still. As a ghost. I can be all-time DM, I guess.
No, because the fun of it is let the other persons be the DM.
That's true.
Wait,
Well, I'm
Nate,
dead.
did you have any armor on?
No, because I
Oh.
didn't play the first level.
So it's like you could discard an equipped piece of armor.
Nope, I didn't have any items. I died somehow. This is Jenna's dice I'm using, this curse thing. I'm gonna freeze it and shatter it tomorrow.
All right. Well, now that the T-Rex.
He's very alive still.
Yeah, because you were trying to heal Matt.
Maybe he's so disturbed by me that he's dying. He just fucks off.
This is a library.
Who's gonna kill my T-Rex?
I mean, I was planning on taking a move to try to get one of my abilities back, but my concern was where we were going next.
Wait, one of your abilities can give an ability back?
I mean, I was going to attempt to work my way around it and use a verb to do it because I was worried I was going to die, but then someone else did. It doesn't specifically say like when you can get an ability back. It just says if something gives you an ability back.
It's too bad nobody has like any necromancy. They could bring Nate back from the dead.
This could also kill me, however. I'm going to attempt to patch up Tech Xavier using my pharmacology knowledge. The only knowledge that I've kept after getting beaten. A 5!
Hey! Nate's back to
Yay!
life.
So
Amazing.
bring back a letter, I guess.
What did I miss?
You're alive.
Hey,
I fixed your U.
thank you. How about some milks? Ah!
Wait, his udders work again now?
I mean, we had to get
Her
one letter.
udders.
Her udders had to
Her
get
udders.
some letter back in order for that to work. Otherwise, it's just...
So is Nate back to like full health now that he's back from the dead?
Nah, I got my U's back, I think. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was a healing of one ability letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is like she under your control? And she has
No,
to do whatever
that's-
you say?
No, that's... I'm not going to kink shame, but that's not mine.
Okay.
This is weird.
You don't bring somebody back from the dead if you don't have intentions.
My intention was not to die. That was my intention.
Eric, what do you got for my little armed monster?
Do we need to actually defeat the T-Rex, or do I simply need to get past it? Because I could use my L and like it's not really a being like be lied. Like I want to like kind of dart along through the swamp, like run when the T-Rex isn't looking and then stop when it is, because sight.
Because T-Rex's vision.
Yeah, it's
It's
vision
based
based.
on
Like it
motion,
can't see
yeah.
when you're. So I want to fool the T-Rex.
Ooh.
I knew I would get there if I just like talked it out for a second. So I'm gonna try and fool the T-Rex by running so far, stopping, running so far, stopping every time it's like looking away from me. I got a 5.
Okay.
Social skills, which I guess that this is kind of like a social skill because it's not a combat skill. Alter the attitude of one lone foe. So I guess you could like you fooled him, so maybe he doesn't pay attention to you anymore. And you just get past him.
Yeah, it doesn't recognize that there's somebody there, so it's just like, oh, they must have all gone. I killed one of them, and so everyone else has apparently left.
I want to get by him the same way. I want to be you, unassuming. Just kind of like nonchalantly start whistling and just like wander by, like, hey, how's it going?
Remember, this could be death for you again.
It's a 1. I'm shattering this dice with a hammer.
So I didn't see the first guy, but now I see you, and I'm gonna eat you.
Okay, that makes sense.
But wait, this says when attacked, you can use a defensive action to avoid harm.
I'm out of
Maybe.
letters. I don't have any more to use.
Okay, well, I did my best.
This is how it's supposed to be. I'm just gonna be like the Greek chorus now, just saying shit in the background as you guys travel on.
I mean, if I can't get past this thing, I might be joining you anyway if we're gonna do that.
What's your letter?
P. So I am going to attempt to placate the T-Rex into not wanting to attack anybody now that it's full of prime beef
And milk.
and milk. That's a full meal right there, honestly.
It's not kosher though.
No, well, I mean, I don't think that maybe they are. I think nope. Fell on my lap. Gonna do it again.
It doesn't count.
6.
I never took my hands off the piece, so it doesn't count.
So how do you placate a dinosaur?
What? What was
T-Rex.
that word?
It's exactly what I said.
Okay.
I'm going to, as it is eating my friend, probably friend. I assume we were friends. We never talked about relationships, but they were non-compliant, so probably didn't want to be my friend anyway. I'm just gonna say, you're looking a little bloated after that meal. You should probably give some time to digest. You should probably sit back and relax, and maybe, afterwards resume your exercise as you're doing it. And I'm going to hopefully have it walk away and sit in a corner and think about what it's done.
You're right. I have a problem.
It's only a problem if you let it be a problem.
I've eaten too much. I eat till I'm sick. I'm trying to fill an emotional void deep inside me that I just can't fill with eating people. And now I have to work on myself.
You're better
Thank
than
you.
this.
The dinosaur says what?
He said all that.
All of that.
Oh.
Dinosaur has an eating addiction, apparently.
Where it needs to eat to survive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to join my friend across the swamp, I guess.
Oh, fine. Don't join me across Rainbow Bridge. Join your friend across the
I
swamp.
mean, not this time.
For now, because you're all in great trouble.
Because there's still one other thing to deal with.
There's still the little person. You may have overlooked him.
So the third level is supposed to have 3 bad guys. This one, the little
So-
person's just there.
Well, so I think initially it was
But maybe
the
he's
knight,
the librarian.
Or he
the
was
knight
knight.
was the knight was the obstacle / barrier when he set it up,
Mm,
and then the other two were technically like the foes.
right.
So we
this-
find out that the little person was in the night.
With 2 of his friends.
And the knight was also wearing a trench coat. He didn't need to.
Right.
It's tradition at this point.
Right. It could have gone into the movie theater all by itself, but
Yeah, it's wicked old. It's so stupid. I'm glad we're doing this. This is worth a 2-month wait.
so the little librarian lady says, "You guys want this book or not?"
And I say, yes.
And I say boo. Also moo.
That's it. That's level 2.
That's the end.
We just had to ask. We just had to ask. The moral of the story is just always ask.
All right, who's doing level 3? Matt or Eric?
You know what? Why not?
There you go.
Sure. After all of that.
All right.
Oh wait, you guys get loot. We
Oh, yeah,
all. I
that's
mean, we
right,
get
yeah.
loot.
Everyone but me gets loot.
Everyone but you gets loot, as you're dead.
What is my ghost? Let's see.
My loot letter is D. I get a D.
Good for you.
Let's see. I got a J. So the ghost loot, I get a Jubilee coat.
Ooh,
There's a floating yellow coat now.
perfect.
Dagger.
Ooh, I
Okay.
got an M, so I'm gonna get a mantle. Yeah,
For above your fireplace.
or above my fireplace. I'm just gonna hold it like on my shoulders the entire time until we leave.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I can't think of a P word that I'd want.
You don't get stuff.
Because I'm the monster. So there we go.
I'm glad you could come to that conclusion on your own tonight. That's really what this all was about.
I'm a
Was we were just having this
monster.
whole thing so you could say I'm a monster.
He's listened to the podcast. He knows what he is. All right, Matt. You got to
All right.
roll for the levels layout.
Let's see. So roll for the levels layout. That's not the right page. Here we go. A B. Levels layout is in the shape of a balloon.
Like a hot air
Yeah.
balloon, or like we're inside a
It's
big
a
balloon?
all you smell is latex when you walk in.
Yeah.
I see the smiles on every one of your face. All you smell is latex. It's a giant oval. What a weird library this is. We need a scenery object of note. Jesus. And prancing along the outside of this is a unicorn.
Oh, nice.
I hope you all enjoy this because I feel like the monsters are going to do a terrible thing to everybody. And the obstacle that you're going to find it starts with an S. The obstacle, I lost the rules. There they are. The obstacle that you're going to find is I'm just gonna make this easy. Across the middle of the room, barring your way, is a spike pit. Just very basic trap for this. And then we need 3 regular foes
Mm-hmm.
because we are on level 3, which has 3 numeral I's or ones, as some might call them who know math.
The numeral eyes.
Couldn't be. Why am I rolling for this? So we have a W. So we are going to have a white, not a people, but a ghost.
Oh, okay.
I mean, either way, dangerous, but also
Is her name Karen? That's what I really need to know.
it is now. Yes, this white is named Karen.
Let me speak to the library's manager.
I used to be the library's manager. We are going to have a E, which is going to be a We're going to say a larger than normal platypus.
You said E.
Yeah.
P.
Oh, P.
Oh.
P is in platypus or
I also heard
elatipus.
I heard E as well.
It's a
Listen,
classic
I had to think, and the E is in elatipus, and an I for
Elatipus.
an elatipus. Oh my gosh. And
Ichthyosapien, the guy from Waterworld.
good lord. Good word, but also why? Why would you?
I think a lot of Waterworld.
Which honestly explains so much about you and everything that you've done.
Perfect.
I used to play on the Virtual Boy.
You had the Waterworld game for Virtual Boy.
It hurt my eyes. I
Wow.
didn't have glasses before I got the Virtual Boy.
Wow.
Worth it.
You know what? Yeah, we had a dinosaur. Let's do an ichthyosaur. Fine. Why not? We're not doing this man-made thing though. We're gonna have a fish with no water around. It's fine.
It can fly or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fantasy.
It's-
This is fine.
It's a balloon animal.
It's a balloon animal ichthyosaur. Perfect. I'm sure no one had to explain that to the child that got it.
Why are you crying?
Which one's an
Obviously.
It's an ichthyosaur. You asked for something, didn't you?
Which one's an ichthyosaur? My kid's not big into dinosaurs yet.
Ichthyosaur, I think they're like a fish, right? They're like
Yeah, they look like shark dolphins, but
Yeah.
dinosaur style.
Gotcha.
one of my
description.
favorites, but it fits for now.
The fish
I know.
dinosaur. That's all you
You're,
have to say.
you're a big
Yeah.
Dunkleostus kind of guy.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm the one who tries to argue that a pterodactyl is a dinosaur when it's not.
It's not a fucking dinosaur. It's a flying Asian reptile.
I know it's not a dinosaur, but I will still argue.
It's a dinosaur.
It's not. No, got it. I've opened up so many things.
I don't have time,
Thanks for having me back.
don't have time to litigate this right now.
What about it? What's the other one? A pterodon or whatever.
Nope.
Pteranodon?
Pteranodon.
Not a dinosaur.
Because it
Also
flies.
still not a dinosaur. I've had to come to
Dinosaurs
terms
are
with
all,
this.
yeah. So wait, is the swimming one a dinosaur?
Technically, no.
Marine reptile.
But it still says ichthyosaur, which is a very misleading.
Or is dinosaur?
Well, pterosaur has soren, and that doesn't make it a fucking dinosaur.
What's
Sauron
We can't get
isn't
into
a
this.
dinosaur.
We just can't.
So you all walk in
Well,
to the
Nate,
smell
you
of.
can't get into anything. You're dead.
Oh
I'm
no!
still here.
You all walk into the smell of latex, and your voice is raising an octave from the helium around you into this balloon part of the library, which oddly is supporting a vast number of shelves, much like the rest of the library. But none of these are waterlogged. You seem to have gotten past the soaked portion of this for now. And as you approach, there is no one here to greet you. But the first thing that you see is a large mass of red and blue tubes coming at you that some of you may know as an ichthyosaur and some of you may know as a balloon monstrosity. And it does not look like it's coming to play as it rushes at you.
Can I make
So-
a demand, please? Everyone talks in their high-pitched voice for this level. Does this affect your falsetto, please?
Okay.
Do I count? Do I count?
No, Matt, you can do a normal voice.
Thanks.
So I was like, I'm gonna try to do the voice. Like, nope, it's not happening.
Yeah, you can't. You have the break.
Right, like I'm on the mend, but I'm still dying. I'm gonna simply walk up to this giant balloon thing with my dagger and insert the dagger into the balloon and pop it.
Insert.
I'm going to insert the dagger, and I got a 3. Thank God.
Congratulations. You have inserted with a dagger. I guess that would count as an armed attack. You're supposed to do that with a dagger, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Instead, after that last level of like literally everything ripping us to fucking shreds, I just walk in with my now equipped dagger and go, poke.
And all of you hear a resounding as it whizzes off, ejecting air and disappears further into the library through what seems like a nonplussed Xavier.
Is over it.
I'm done. Before you can continue in too much further, you hear a shrill voice saying, "Who popped my balloon ichthyosaur? I want to speak to someone about this." And an ethereal figure comes out with what you can tell is a haircut that comes right across, right over one eye, big old purse.
Even though she's a ghost and lacks a lot of color definition, you can still tell there's like a chunky highlight on the bangs.
Yep. It's not even opaque. It's that highlighted for this white. Yep.
I look over at Xavier and I'm like, I took care of the balloon. I think this one's yours.
Okay. So using my sorcery, I'm going to suck her into like a mason jar and put the ghost in a jar.
Okay.
Suck. Sorcery. What's another word for jar that's an S?
Sar.
Storage container.
Oh, there you go. Look at
There you go. I'm going to suck. Use sorcery to suck the specter.
Spectre Soul.
1.
All that.
So my sucking ability is gone. Or is it my
Well-
sucking or my sorcering?
Your S.
Your S.
It's gone.
I can't S anything.
You can't S anything.
You can't S anymore.
How do I follow that up? You did so much lead up to trying to do that. So as you attempt to use your sorcery and you try to suck the Karen White up, not to be confused with Karen Black, you get her attention and not much else as she says, "Oh, so you're the one that I'm supposed to talk to then?" And you feel the will to do sorcery just drain from you as she goes on a tirade about how the books have been arranged poorly and this is probably your fault.
So seeing Xavier lose their ability to sorcererily suck the specter into a storage container, I will try to lull the Karen into a state through just simply reaffirming what she's saying. Basically like what you do with most Karens, but you just have to like let them keep yelling until they completely just run out of steam. And then they feel like they've been heard, even though you don't give a shit.
Retail mimicry. I love it.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of like, just a lot of very affirming sounds to just really lull her into that state of appeasement. And I got a 2. This is an experienced Karen who will not tolerate my bullshit.
Is this the undoing of the of the library explorers?
Is it a Karen that's gonna take us all out? That feels right.
I feel like I should be able to help since I'm a ghost and it's a ghost.
Fine. Ghost roll.
You have no letters. How do you do it?
I got.
Oh wait, you have a U back, right?
Yeah, I got my U back. I got
Oh no, wait, you got
No,
eaten
I
by the
lost that.
Tyrannosaur. That's
I
right.
got my Jubilee coat.
That's right.
So I'm going to strangle it to death with the Jubilee coat.
Wait, is it a ghost coat?
Yes. I'm going to
So what
jam
you-
the coat down his throat.
Oh, perfect.
Coat
Yeah,
throat.
coat throat.
Go throat.
I'm a super ghost now.
Don't you remember in Beetlejuice? When they open up the curtain, he goes, "Oh, that's death for the dead." That's you.
That's me. I got a 2, so I don't, and I'm dead now.
So you try to jam the coat down her throat. She
Yeah.
catches it before.
But
You
shame
got
on
her,
you.
she
You
goes-
didn't know she was a goat throat. Throat goat.
Thank you.
That's the one.
And it just disappears down her gullet. Done.
Oh.
Yep, that's the
Alright.
noise she makes.
So I can't sorcery this game. How do you
Game.
fight a ghost? You
There's a 2/3 chance of success every time you fucking roll. 2/3.
And none of us can seem to climb over that.
Christ almighty.
okay? Oh, what's a ghost word? Oh, I will use N for necromancy.
Okay.
Of course, necromancy would bring her back to life.
No, it controls ghosts and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
I'm
mean, if
gonna
it's effective, we'll figure it out.
right. I'm gonna mind control this ghost with my necromancy, and it's a 4.
Hey, perfect. Sweet. So we're gonna call that a social thing and change her temperament. So what Xavier has finally managed to do, and you hear her voice getting less and less. And as this happens, her form also gets less and less, and she starts to dissipate. Now, does that take care of it for both of them? Should we? Is that how? I mean, I guess I'm.
Yeah,
the
if she's
GM, so I
defeated,
can
she's
choose, but
defeated.
Yeah. No, is there a platypus left still?
There's still a platypus though, because why not?
Bring on the platypus.
Yeah, so this as the Karen disappears and everything seems fantastic, this platypus comes roaming out from one of the last aisles, book on back. Could be the Lexiconomicon. Could be the.
It could be the New York Comic Con.
It could be the New York Comic Con.
It's the Lexington Comic Con.
Yeah.
Now, okay, someone remind me, platypus. They have those like poisonous tongues, right?
Spurs on their feet.
Spurs on their feet. Sweet. I need to know what I was aiming at them.
But
That's all.
only the males.
Well, this one's a male
How can you tell?
because they
Yes,
have spurs on their feet. What'd you think the answer was going to be, Richard?
Something dirty.
Duck ball platypus.
It's about the location of their sinkhole. That's how you can tell.
Xavier's an expert. And the platypus comes out kicking Or whoever is closest. I don't know whose location is doing what. I don't know what.
Well, it ain't me. I'm a room back. So,
And I'm not there.
Um,
So
I guess in terms of like back and forth initiative combat order, it's me.
Yeah, take it,
Because-
Xavier.
I'm gonna fling my dagger at the platypus.
yeah, new room. You can use that again.
I can use the dagger over and over. I just can't use the same verb.
Right. Well, you flung the rattlesnake last time. But you can it's a new
Oh.
room, so you can still
Yeah,
use
yeah,
it.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I'm just talking.
you could force the dagger into it.
You could flick the dagger.
Yeah, we'll flick it. We'll
Flunge
flick it
the
just
dagger.
for funsies.
You can
Lunge
fuck him
the-
up with the dagger.
Fuck him up with a dagger.
Or
I'm
fucking
going to
throw
F
it.
the dagger. That's what I'm gonna do.
Dagger
Fuck him with
fuck
his
him.
dagger.
And I got a 5.
Sweet. Perfect. And you know what? That sounds like an attack that is meant for a dagger. So as this platypus comes out kicking with its 2 spurred feet, you just catch it square under the bill. I don't know. You know, I'm glad I chose platypus because I know clearly nothing about their anatomy. And it just flops back over onto its back. And upon searching, you notice that the book is not the New York Comic Con that you're looking for. You're right. That is it. I like it, but it's tough to say. Lexiconomicon.
Lexiconomicon.
And all
The
is
big book.
quiet aside from the hoofbeats of a unicorn prancing around the room.
Doesn't he have 3 hit points or whatever?
Yeah, but it was an
Yeah,
armed
but
attack.
my dagger does 3.
Oh,
Armed
nice.
attacks do 3 damage.
All right. God. I get it.
One.
Richard, it's 3 damage.
Right. I think you've solved Matt's platypus mystery.
Yep.
You can go to the next room.
You guys can
One
get
of-
loot though.
Oh, the loot roll.
Hey, I
And
get
heck,
loot.
there could be a ghost loot. There was a ghost in there.
Yeah.
I got a Z. Got a fucking Z.
You got a zebra?
You got a zapper.
So Z, what'd you get?
I got, and I'm gonna make this work because Z gives you very little to work with. I found a gem that is Zoltanite. I would like to believe that it has healing properties like most gems and crystals
Oh, you're one of those. Okay.
that will give me back my L.
Oh no, he's possessed by that Karen ghost.
Oh, that fell out of her purse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tarot
that's-
cards, magic
that's-
crystals.
And it is a yellow color, just like her blonde hair would have been. It matches nicely.
Ghost Nate, what did you get?
I got another J. Everything is broken.
Jason ones, the Nate story.
I got jump started back to life.
That's the name of this episode. Jays and Ones, a Nate Magnuski story.
I got jaundice now because
For the yellow crystal.
right.
I got another B, so now I have a bow staff.
Oh, okay. All right. So I hand my librarian card over to Eric.
I like how you phrased that. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Maybe
Should've
you
you-
should run a podcast.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm clever.
Okay. So for the layout, I got the letter P. And so this is going to be, this level is going to be a pride parade. You've stumbled into, and let me see what I can do with this. I have an idea. I mean, my next letter for my,
No.
so the object of note, roll the letter Q.
No. Well, this can go a few ways.
Obviously Queens.
Okay, good.
Oh,
The obstacle starts with an S. The obstacle or like a barrier. I'm gonna say the obstacle is that I'm gonna call it standing room only. Like you've come into this space that is so full of people that you actually are gonna have a difficult time like getting all the way through to the other side where you can see like the exit to the next part. All right, our foes. Let me just get letters. I got a J.
So now wait, does this foe, since it's 4, it's IV, does that mean there's only one foe and then an
Oh.
environmental hazard?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay.
Unless you write your numerals way wrong.
And then it's
Uh,
6.
Aye.
All right, so the foe is a J and the environmental hazard is an F. Refrain.
Resist.
Refrain. So starting with a J. I am
Joe.
going. What?
I said Joe. That's a foe starting with a J.
It's Jafo.
No, dummy, is what I said.
I'm gonna go with. So the foe his name is Jed. He is a pastor,
Oh,
and so he is here being disruptive and is something you will have to contend with as a foe. And the environmental hazard is going to be a flood of glitter.
This is my favorite floor.
And it's dangerous because like it could potentially like it might be hard to see.
And you'll never get it off you.
You're never gonna get off of you. So
Your wife's gonna have questions for you when you get home.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things happening. So that is where you are. You have stumbled upon a pride parade full of queens, standing room only. There is a Bible thumping preacher berating people around you. It's escalating. So it's like getting like the Bible is turning into a weapon slowly. So what are you all gonna do?
I feel like pride parades, and I've never been to one, they're very loud, aren't they?
Yes.
Isn't this supposed to be like a quiet library?
I don't remember
I
really
mean-
quiet.
I had a T-Rex earlier.
Right. Why are you questioning? No one questioned your T-Rex, but something my pride parade's out the question. I'm not saying it's homophobic. I'm just saying
Dinosaurs could be gay, I'm sure.
So they went extinct.
I don't know how that makes your argument any better.
We're all gay, you see. The media.
All dinosaurs were.
All right. So what are y'all doing?
I'm very dead, but I'm having a blast.
Okay. So are we dealing with the environmental hazard first, or are we dealing with the Judd first?
I feel like my idea is like it's set up to where you can kind of manage whatever. Like there's too many people to get you to the door. Like you can't get to like out the other side because there's so many people. And these two things are kind of contending with like creating some of the clusters of like large groups of people. People are trying to avoid this flood of glitter. People are trying to get away from this preacher man.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use my agility, and I'm going to like jump up and like run on the heads of all the people in the parade, like Pitfall Harry jumping on the alligators to go over the ponds. So I'm just going to run across their heads to go over the crowd to get through the door, or whatever we're trying to get to the other side of this crowd of people.
Okay. And like I said, well, I think right now the spot is that like everyone is clustered so tightly that you can't actually get to the door because of
All the
preacher
people.
kind of berating everybody and this.
But
like,
I'm
flood of
I'm
glitter.
agile, and I imagine they're all like baby oiled up, so I could plop out with all the pressure.
It's less about
Are you
baby oil
telling-
these days. It's
Are you
more
telling
about-
me? Hey, are you telling me they're not oiled up?
I mean, probably a little bit.
All right,
it's more about the poppers than it is the oil these days.
A lot of oil talk today.
But
But a whole
Anyways.
thanks to
oil.
Eric, last year or the year before, I learned what poppers were.
It's true.
There's a whole story there that I feel
All right. So yes, try and agile your way across the pride parade.
It's a whole story, all right.
It's a 2.
man.
To 2. So you attempt to agile your way across. I love that I'm trying to use the agile as a verb in this way for you. So you're trying to agile your way across the pride parade, but because of all the oil,
Oh,
you were doing well until you got to a bald person, and then your foot slipped because
is that an otter?
what? No,
not
what?
necessarily.
I mean, that really depends. That's about the body type more than
It's not about bald or not.
But what if he's completely bald?
That's
He would not be
an
an otter then.
No, I
Like
thought otters-
alopecia or something?
No, what's? I thought otters were.
happening? You have such like tangential knowledge of the gay
don't-
community. I don't
I'm
understand.
learning.
Yeah. So
Like a
you
lemon.
slipped, you fell. You are now in the sea of parade goers, queens, kings, etc. And the Bible preacher noticed you and starts screaming, "I condemn thee. I condemn thee." And
Oh.
somehow his words actually seem to hurt. Like you see the word condemn flying towards you,
Well, because he looks like my dad.
obviously.
Point of order. In the gay community, isn't a bald man with no hair at all called a mole rat? Isn't that like the animal term? for that?
Is now. I'm gonna make it.
Feel buck
You heard it
tooth
here
bald
on
man.
Pot of Blunders first.
Coined
We're
the
always
phrase.
trendsetters in the gay
Mole rat.
community.
I guess combat order is it who I don't know who's after.
I guess it would be.
But there's only 2 of us, so
because
yeah,
there's only
it's
2
gonna
of
be
us
Matt.
alive.
I thought Tech Xavier jump started their life back.
No, I'm very dead still. I'm just here
But
to hunt
jaundice.
mole rats. Yeah,
Savior.
So clearly, I haven't been very good at physical combat here. So I am going to attempt to persecute the pastor into pacification for
Okay.
past transgressions that I'm
Okay.
sure he has. I don't have to be specific. I can just accuse him of doing something in the past, and I'm sure that he'll leave. Right?
Are you just gonna start humming Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame?
If that's what'll do it, then absolutely. I wish I knew it off the top of my head because I do it right now, but that would also probably ruin copywriting for Pot of Blunders. So
If you change a word, it's parody. It's fine.
Heckfire, got it. 4. So I want
All
to
right.
change his attitude to gratitude and leaving.
Okay, so you see these like words of condemned are flying at people, and what is it you say to him to like make him change his ways?
When I get the chance and close enough for him to hear, I'm going to just point at him through the crowd. I probably knock a queen out of the way by accident because it's so packed in here, and I'm just going to scream, "I know what you did. You can't hide from me forever."
Hit him with that guilt. I like it.
Yep. That random
And
guilt.
as you do that, you notice the word, like as he's screaming the word condemns, they're almost like boomeranging out and back around, and they start to hit him instead. And
When
you see
point
like,
no, I'm talking. Shut the fuck up. Because
let the straight man speak.
please, I think I've been quiet long enough.
Mansplain it to Eric, would you?
Yeah, that's when a man explains things, Eric.
Set
So
him straight.
We've tried that for years. It's not sticking. So when you point a finger, you have 3 pointing back at you.
But P is also a P for my verb too.
For point
For point.
and pinger. I'm gonna go now.
Okay,
Thanks,
So-
Xavier.
as like the words start coming back to him, you see the crowd kind of shifting around and being able to like kind of push him out the way and like down off the edge of the like somewhere there's an edge of the road, and he just goes like collapsing off the side of it. Everyone's cheering, and they throw more of the glitter into the air to celebrate, which starts kind of turning into this whirlwind of glitter that is now taking itself across this parade. And you see a queen or two kind of flying in the wind.
Like the cow and Twister.
I wasn't gonna say like a cow when I refer to a drag queen,
No, not like that she's
There are
girthy.
themes.
Yeah.
but yes, like in Twister, except these are multiple. It's not the same one. And a couple of the people that watched you deal with the pastor kind of start pulling on your, like both of you start kind of, well, no, I mean Xavier didn't do a lot, but
Tried.
He did his
they're like,
best.
you gotta help us. You gotta help. If you help us with this, we'll part ways so that way you can get to the door.
So we have to defeat a glitter tornado.
Oh, I thought we were just going to try to get out of it. Now we have to protect them.
You're on your own. Bye.
Still thinking about it.
How do you beat a Twister in real life?
Go the opposite way, like Superman.
I mean, that's not the dumbest thing you've ever said.
That's hello, welcome to the Pot of Blunders. I'm your host, Nate Gotkowski.
Use your verbs.
Ooh,
Well,
wait.
I don't have my.
Seduce
Do I get my sorcery back that I lost with Karen because it's a new round?
No.
Oh,
I
you have to-
get
you
it.
have to do something That's why I took my healing crystal, because I wanted to get my letter back.
Oh, all right. So I've only got ninjutsu left.
You
Okay,
have an N.
But Matt had something.
I've got an idea. I'm going to take Nate's stupid idea.
Finally. Someone's
Uh,
listening to me.
I'm going to finally a voice. I'm going to dash into that's not my verb yet. Hold on. I'm going to dash into the eye of the glitter whirlwind tornado where it's quote unquote calm. I'm going to put my arms out, a la Wonder Woman, I believe it was, and I am going to pinwheel P in the opposite direction.
I like it.
Now watch as I get up and thrown into a glitter tornado. I got a 2.
Your arms immediately.
I'm going to give up my mantle, which goes flying into the glitter and hopefully lands fashionably on one of the poor queens caught up in it.
Richard, Xavier, someone runs up to you and hands you like this giant, like it is a jumbo sized bottle of poppers. And they say, if you throw it at the glitter tornado,
It'll dilate so much.
everything will expand.
That'll make it worse.
And all the DVDs would be so clean.
It'll expand out and dissipate. I'm trying to give you a hand here. I'm trying to help you out.
I hate this so much.
Listen, I'm giving you a whole cohesive story in one little level.
I feel like it's just therapy, really, Eric, for you, your level.
Richard, I want to know how you're going to deal with this glitter butthole now.
All right.
That's what I want to know.
It's not a butthole. It's just a glitter tornado.
Listen, I know what we're all talking about.
What if you take all the poppers and suck the wind up into your butt? Now you can say it out loud, so it's your idea.
Yeah, but what's an N word for sucking it into your butt?
Nourish oneself. Experiment.
Negate one's safety.
Noisily. No, you can't. That's not a verb.
Negate it.
The gate makes sense. Nom nom nom.
Nom it.
Negatively impact my relationship with my parents.
Eric, I'm feeling attacked by this level. I think I need to go. I think we need to go.
How could I?
I mean, you could also just try and avoid everything and just go to the like.
It doesn't have to
situa-
be involve my butthole.
You can nab
Yeah.
it with your butt. You can knead it in your butt.
I do need it,
I'm glad I bring a level of class and sophistication to your podcast.
of
You can
course.
nerf it with your butt.
Nerf slurp it.
You can neaten the glitter with your butt. You
I
can
don't want to do
neuter its
anything with my
power.
butt.
You gotta.
I don't have to do anything.
Well,
can
we've already
mix-
set this up.
Fine. I will
I tried to keep your butt out of this, Richard.
nourish my butt with a tornado after taking all the poppers. Okay.
You had
Know what
all
you
of
want?
those choices.
Do it with nourish.
I'm gonna. You know how much glitter I'm gonna have inside me?
Richard, your face is so red.
It's from the booze.
Oh, okay. I was worried.
All right. Let's see how much butt tornado I can suck up.
I hope you don't screw this up.
Yeah, this is my last. I could die.
I think you lived.
At a 5. I take
Amazing.
all that tornado.
So you take this like massive hit on the poppers bottle.
It's like
everything
Popeye
just-
when he takes his spinach. Like
Yeah, everything. Your whole body just like relaxes in like the best way possible, and then out of nowhere, suddenly the glitter tornado is just gone, and everyone starts cheering.
I actually like burp a little bit of glitter out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just want to rush up to Xavier and just say, "Are you okay?"
Don't hug me.
The crowd continues on. The pride parade keeps going. They move away from the exit to the next level, and you are free to leave.
I'm taking my preacher loot and I'm going.
I mean, not that we need the loot because the game is over now, but let's see what I got. A D. Nope.
You might have left with one of those too. You don't know.
Go on.
Well, we've all had a turn now. I think it would be in the spirit of good taste to stop.
We all sure took a turn. It's true.
All right. So I'm dead. Who wants to do the last level in terms of like finding the Lexiconomicon?
What are we even supposed to do with this thing?
Return of the words to the world. There was a word crisis. The words were bad.
But we've
I
been
mean-
using words the whole game, so.
Yeah, but it's because you guys are what you call them, rogue linguists. So you got to bring words back to the rest of the world. You see.
Are there certain words we could do without, though?
Well, yeah, we can choose which ones. Like, we can scan it first and
Do some selective editing.
exactly.
The word panache gone. I hate that fucking word.
Oh, I like panache. It has
Too
a
bad
certain.
it's gone. Je ne sais quoi.
So wait, then I do need loot in case we die, right?
Or is this last level more of like an epilogue? Like we found it.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. In that case, I
Yeah, that's
don't need
fair.
anything.
So let's see. The final room is shaped like a V. Nope. Nope. Come on. It's a valley, you fucking perverts.
A valley of pussy.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a virgin forest. Oh, God. There's a high altar in the middle once you get past all the trees. Sitting on top is a large book bound in
Human flesh and inked in blood.
smaller books.
It's a book made of smaller books.
Exactly. You
Love
picking
it.
it up.
Love it.
And there's yellow. Like I got Y for like the obstacle in the way. So there's a bunch of yelling people screaming, cheering you on, and there's just endless babble coming out of their mouth. It makes no sense because they have no words anymore. And they can't reach the book. Only you can. You've paid the price. Some of you more than others. Some gave all gave some. Some of you boofed a tornado of glitter.
Every step Xavier takes, there's a little bit of glitter that just pops out.
It's like a snail trail of fucking glitter. So you've done it, folks. You've reached the Lexiconomicon. Who will be first up the stairs to grab this book?
I feel like we should give it to Xavier.
I think I
Yeah,
earned
I feel like Xavier has earned it.
He made the most noble sacrifice. I mean, how do you feel with that?
Oh, look,
third
like
coming
one or
out?
two, like I don't know, like the lethal dosage of poppers, like, because I'm sure one or two are fun, but like anything, like you could like overdose on just like heroin poppers.
Well, you didn't.
You got just the right amount for a whole tornado.
Congrats.
Don't sit in any bar stools. You go right to the ground. So,
Yeah, let me have that book.
address the crowd, Richard or Xavier. Tell them what you want to say. Give your final parting speech.
I just open my mouth and give a heartfelt Just hurl the glitter air out.
The end. Oh, God. Well, that was Like a Rogue, a linguistic dungeon crawl OSR TTRPG. What did you guys think?
I finally got to DM a game.
Wow,
Kinda. It counts.
you did a wonderful job. I liked your little person and your T-Rex.
I mean, I enjoy the English language in general and coming up with words and stuff like that. I dug the mechanics of this, at least, like gave creativity, and clearly you can go any direction you want with it.
Because we did.
We did.
Yeah. Despite our fucking pervert broken brains, I feel like you could play this with kids and not be like, it could be a family game. Like
Yeah.
it feels appropriate for everybody, or you can just do what we did and be terrible humans with it, which was also great. I had a lovely time. For our first episode back, I'm glad this was it.
Matt and I will never be asked back on this podcast ever
Nope.
again.
Hope you assholes had fun. Because you're gone.
Well, remember when we all died almost?
I remember when I
times.
very died at like the first goddamn
Great
room of the
times.
game. And one time I tried to come back with my Jubilee code, I died again. Ugh.
Yeah, I'd be curious, like with some of the healing mechanics, is it's just like when you're harmed, it can't be used again until healed by another skill or an item. So like if you're trying to heal yourself and you roll poorly, do you like also like you could kill yourself trying to heal yourself?
Right. And I wish you got an item to start the game.
Yeah,
They
I think
could've
that
at least-
could be a nice little like house rule of like when we play, like if you play it again, you can like start the game with everyone gets one thing.
The other thing I would like to do is like once you use a word once, you can't use it for the rest of the game. Instead of every level, just say add a little more complication, a little wrinkle to it.
Yeah, but I don't think we did we?
No, we didn't. We did fling, but we didn't really. We did
No.
flick the second time. So
Flicked.
Yeah.
or like fuck with dagger, which was just upsetting on so many levels. So before you start the game, you're supposed to decide like how many levels you go. So we could have just kept going for a while, and then whatever we could have done like 3 chances. I feel like the further you go, the easier the game gets almost, because you start getting ways to negate damage that you don't have early on. And like level 3, you have 3 bad guys to defeat. Level 5, you just have to have an environmental hazard. That's it. But then I guess if you
That's
get to like
true.
level 20, then you have 2 level 5 things. Like I don't know. The scaling doesn't work, but it's fine for what this game is,
Yeah.
and it does. It's a good enough job. I like that everyone get to have a DM seat time.
Mhm.
It didn't get stale. It wasn't just one guy suffering for like, oh, I'm having a bad night. I can't think of anything. Not too bad. Roll some fucking letters. It's like an improv game more than many other games we've played, and that's saying something.
It's nice, like you can pick it up and just like play. You don't need prep. You can just pick it up and be like, all right, we're playing this game.
Yeah.
Roll some dice. Here you go.
And I heard about this game on the System Mastery podcast, which is they usually take like old games from the 80s and they review them and they just tear the shit out of them. And it's great. This one they were very nice about. They were, very supportive of it, which I appreciate for like a little indie game from an independent author. Like, don't punch down at independent authors.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Wizards of the Coast exists for still. For the time being.
For today.
Mm-hmm. Also, official Podbloater statement, fuck Wizards of the Coast. Hasbro too.
Glad I could be here for that statement.
Yeah.
Why is everybody so mad?
Because they had a perpetual agreement that they revoked that people were depending on for like 20 plus years.
It just seems to me that people are using Dungeons and Dragons copyrighted material to make money.
Because of the agreement they used. They said, hey, if you want to use like Beholders or some other fucking like Kitable and Gelatinous Cubes, you can do that. That's fine. They said that.
Yeah,
That
but
was the agreement they made.
they shouldn't have done it in the first place.
You can't copyright rules. You can copyright like settings, like Forgotten Realms.
Settings, characters.
Yeah. And they said you can use those as long as you attribute it to us. The more open the community is, the more products are made for that thing. And it all feeds back to the main parent company in the end anyway. Especially with like the
Right.
DMs Guild, where you can only sell it on that one platform if you do it through the DMs Guild. And you can use their assets for some things too. So they set this thing up. Companies were founded using it and promoting it and doing well up with it, all within the rules that Wizards set up. And then they're like, actually, in perpetuity, no, fuck you guys. That sucks. That's shady as hell. And there's certain things like the actual systems the math of it, the rolling the d20 and all that, you can't copyright that. You can't copyright math. You can't copyright mechanics. Like you said, characters, settings, absolutely. But then trying to be like, well, anyone using the d20 system for this and that and the other, like, no, that's not how this works, man. Can't do it.
They've already started kind of rolling it back because people started dropping their D&D Beyond subscriptions.
Yeah.
Over like 48 hours. People were just literally left and right were dropping those subscriptions. And then probably Hasbro was like, oh, wait, we're losing money.
They see it as under-monetized because it's the person who was the head of Xbox, right? Like their game, environment, their walled garden game environment that took over MTG and D&D.
Yeah.
And they fucked up Magic badly. And now they're just trying to do it to D&D because they don't know what they have. They're not gamers. They're not people familiar with the product. They just see dollar signs. There's no love there. It's gross. I hope D&D completely falls apart and we get 10 other smaller companies in its place.
Which a bunch of them are already coming together to be like, we'll have our own open agreement or whatever they're calling it.
Yep, they're calling it ORC, which is open something.
But
yeah,
something that's similar. And they said at the end of the day, part like what I was reading for that one is that it's going to live with like a lawyer, like a firm. So it won't ever be beholden to like a company to the bottom dollar. It'll be beholden to like, we have set this in place as like a group of people have all come together and agreed to this thing, and therefore we will adhere to it.
And there's pretty big players too. I mean, it's Paizo, it's Chaosium, Green Ronin. I mean, there's a bunch of bigger companies joining in, which is nice. Chaosium has not always been on the right side of the OGL stuff. So it's nice to see them kind of turn the page. And that's like a rogue. Any parting words, guys? Where can we find you on the internet, Matt?
You can find me at Final Counselor on Twitter or The Final Counselor on Twitch. Keep an eye out for some other stuff if you follow me on there, because there's big things coming. Finger guns.
He pointed to his crotch with the finger guns.
You know what this is. You know what this
big
is.
things coming. I'm like, come on. All right. We're all having fun here. All right, Eric, what's up?
So you can find my podcast, The Queer Experience, at The Queer XP on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, et cetera, at Crumrine, ECRUMRINE. But yeah, that's where I am.
And Richard, where can we find you on the internet?
I don't have much of an internet presence, so just email Nate and I'll get it.
Yeah.
Or become a Patreon and join the Discord, and then you can talk to Richard.
You can have all the acts. I'll tell you all the dirty details.
See how the sausage gets made. That is a euphemism. All right, now here's me from the past saying the other stuff that we normally say at the end of the episode. Bye! If you want to support the Pot of Blunders, please consider heading to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/potofblunders, all one word. We've got membership levels ranging from $1 to $10 a month, which will get you access to things like our Discord, exclusive episodes of Jumping the Street Sharks, as well as a variety of other perks. You can also support the show and help us bring more attention to amazing indie authors by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate any help you can give. We love hearing from you. You can always find us on Twitter at Pot of Blunders, and you can also reach us via email at potofblunders@gmail.com. Want more reviews, interviews, actual plays? Head to potofblunders.com and learn about even more amazing indie games. Thanks for listening. For the Pot of Blunders, I'm Nate Magnuski, and as always, may all your Ds be 12s.